want to start off with this. 6'9", 421 pounds. I'm talking about Batman. I mean, is he LeBron James?
Jack Portfolio.
This is Batman we talking about. This ain't even Bane yet. Now, I know, I'm a little late, a little tardy to the party. But I read the collected edition. I don't go issue by issue. So I had to wait a little bit, and issue 2 just dropped. With Bane, man. Want to give y'all a warning now. This entire video is a spoiler. If you haven't read it, this entire video is a spoiler. Thank you. Now to describe this Bane in one word, I'm going to use the same word that they use because it's perfect. Abomination. Now before I get too carried away, let me go ahead and tell you about his upbringing. It all starts in Santa Prisca. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Now Bane's father is the leader of a rebellion group, and the symbol for the group is a Quetzal. I hope I'm saying that right too.
Quetzal.
But
Quetzal.
Basically, as they described, a species that dies in captivity, rising high into the sky. It's a bird. And then he tells Bane, when we have one piece, that bird will fly free. Now he asks Bane, you know what I'm saying, if he sees the same bird, like if he has the visions of this bird and the freedom basically throughout the story a little bit. And Bane likes to lie. He just says, yeah, he sees it. He doesn't really see it. And then he ends up taking some type of psychedelic, and then he sees like a bird of death. He sees a whole different bird. It's like a white bird with a skull. It's basically the devil. Bird of war. Now, the whole rebellion group either was killed or ended up in prison. And Bane, along with his father, was in prison. And for a while, like, he was fighting off people because they were starting to turn their back on Bane's father, not seeing the same mission as he did. And eventually, Bane got so swollen, you know, he trained for this. He's like, I'm getting out of here, bro. I seen my bird. But he's still telling the dad, like, yeah, you know, this is all for peace. And eventually, he makes a plan. They all break up out of there and end up getting free and you know, take over again. And Bane's father has like a little sentimental moment with him, like, you know, damn near breaking into tears, like, son, like, you are the symbol, you are the Quetzal, you are the bird of peace. And then, you know, he goes in to give his dad a hug, and he's telling him, like, Dad, do you see it? Do you see the bird? And he's like, yes, son, like, you are the bird. And he crushes this man, crushes him straight. Now, hold up. I want to run it back just a tad bit. This is important information. I just got carried away again. But before he crushed him, you know what I'm saying, he had a conversation with the man in white, which is the Joker that we later find out. So the Joker basically is standing over here, rich as hell. It's a whole different story. Absolute Batman, 100%. Go read, man. Go read. It's a whole different take. But yeah, getting back to what I was saying. The Joker standing there offers him a deal. Can't really hear the offer. You know, his father is looking at him. He don't really like what's going on. He could already tell something was kind of up.
Wait.
As, you know, he sends him off kind of. You know, he's like, yeah, whatever. He don't want to take the deal. But he took the deal. And that's when he crushed his father. You know, he was hugging his father, asking him if he sees the same vision, crushed him. And basically, he made a deal with the devil. Because this man is the man, the god of war at this point. He wants peace for the people on his island. So his agreement basically is he's got to go out and just create abominations like him. Okay, so now that y'all got a quick little understanding of Bane's upbringing, I'm going to just get to the point where Batman and Bane meet. And how that even comes about, basically, is Batman escaped from Mr. Freeze, which, God almighty, Scott Snyder is just creating demons in the Batman world. But I'm all here for it. I love like horror films and horror type vibes, and this is perfect with Batman.
Nice.
But yeah, back to the point. Batman he escaped from Mr. Freeze, and now he's breaking back in because he's trying to figure out like what he's creating. He's doing something. He basically was freezing Bruce. Like, he got him all caught up, and he was freezing that man, showing him like, you got to feel the ice. The ice talks to you. But this ain't about Mr. Freeze. So then Dr. Arkham, I'm going to call it because I ain't even going to try to pronounce her actual name. But Dr. Arkham gives Bane a call and was like, yo, I need you in Gotham. I got something for you, bro. And so Bane pull up and meet Batman face to face. Now, remember how I started the video, right? 6'9", 421 pounds. That's Batman. Now, Bane is way bigger than this motherfucker. He looking at him like, bro, who the hell is this? And so he's like, fuck it. He starts swinging on him, right? And then Bane over here finger swiping him out the way. Talking about some Muay Thai? Nice. Suntuken? Smart. I didn't even mention the toxin that goes in through his body, the venom and shit. He's a genius. This man made him a genius. He's a god of war. He knows every art there is to war. Every form, every single military tactic ever made. He knows it. And so everything that you try to do, he knows 10 steps ahead of you. So he over here playing with Bruce. He breaking his arms just by finger swiping him. And Bruce is broken at this point. Everything broken. He just looking at him like, I'm gonna still fuck you up. And Bane just like laughing, you know what I'm saying? And Bruce is like talking about him like, you juice head and all this. And Bane was like, juice? You thought I was on the juice? No. You want to see what it looked like when I'm on the juice? Okay. And bam, he started transforming. You know what I'm saying? Right in front of his eyes. And now Batman, we get to see a look that I've never seen on Batman. And that's a look of fear. A little bit of worry on his face. As he's transforming right there in front of him, he ain't got no choice but to say, what the fuck are you? So after all that went down, Bane took Batman to Ark M to get fixed up, which basically Ark M is the underground, whatever you want to call it, where they create monsters under Gotham City. And so he took him there. He got him locked up. They stripped this man of everything. Okay, he's butt ass naked in a little cell, and they trying to break him down. Like, they already broke down his body as much as they could. They just need to break his spirit. He keep trying to escape too. You know, it's Batman. He's like, bro, or Bruce really at this point. But he's not about to go for that. He's not about to sit in no cell and just let these people break his spirit down. Hell no, he got way too much to fight for. So he keep trying to escape, but every single time he try to escape, he is met by Bane. And Bane is never easy on him. He break him down worse and worse every time. He keep telling him like, bro, keep trying to escape. Please, you almost had it that time. So Bruce basically gets broken down so bad that Dr. Arkham at least believes that he is completely broke. He's not eating no more. They're force feeding him through a feeding tube, and he's just in there not doing nothing. He's not moving, not talking, nothing. But we talking about Bruce Wayne, and it's not just any Bruce Wayne. This is Scott Snyder's Bruce Wayne, okay? So this motherfucker's sick in the head, man. He took out his canines and his molars and attached them to the bandages on his wrists and his arms and hands, and he basically made himself a weapon system. And then he took the feeding tube that he had and rigged it up to shoot out stomach acid. So now you got this man shooting out stomach acid and punching people in the face with teeth. But on top of all that nastiness, he also peed on top of some guano for a couple of weeks and essentially created a bomb. He created a bomb. So on that note, he starts blowing his way up out of there. He's trying to get up out of there as fast as possible, but ends up coming across Bane. And what y'all think Bane did this time? He beat the shit out of him. So now we get to see Bruce starting to really break down. I mean, he's starting to question himself. You know, he's breaking down mentally, and he's been broken physically. But they trying him. You know, they want to see what he's about. They put his bat suit in the cell with him, and they're like, let's see what you about. But he talking to the bat suit like it's talking back to him. Like, I can't do this no more, man. There is no more Batman. And then he hopped right back in the suit and tried to escape again. So like I was mentioning, this was all a test. They want to try him. So they gave him his bat suit. And you know who's going to be waiting on the other side? Big old Bane. And what does Bane do? He beats the shit out of him again. But while he was doing that, he punched Batman straight through the area where they was holding Killer Croc. Which I also didn't mention anything about his homies and his upbringing, Bruce's upbringing, which I probably should have done. Thinking about it now, but it's kind of too late. But Bruce is homies with all of the Penguin, the Riddler, Two-Face, and Killer Croc. He's best friends with all of them. Grew up in Crime Alley with all of them. I'm not about to do the whole story, but they're all best friends in this. And that was like one of his main reasons of going to Ark M. He was trying to find Croc because they took him. So as Batman flew through the cell, here comes Croc breaking out. And he starts fighting Bane, whips him out the way with his tail. And then, you know, Batman looking at him like, bro, he look kind of familiar, don't he? Hey, Croc. Yo, it's me, Bruce. And they kind of have a little badass moment right there. Batman riding on top of Croc and get up out of there. But once they did get out of there, Croc starts explaining to Bruce, look, bro, I am way too hungry as I am right now, okay? It hurts. You gonna have to save me. Basically telling him he gotta kill him. To just put him out of his misery. And yeah, Bruce ain't going for that. He can't do that. He's like, bro, you my best friend. I would never do that. And Croc is like, nah, bro, I'm gonna have to do it. Yeah, he lunged himself straight at the blade trying to do it himself, but Bruce wasn't going for that neither. So he kicked him up out the way. And then Croc is like, all right, I'm up out of here, man. And he told him on the way out, like, bro, I should have just left your ass. And then we get to see a moment which, I ain't gonna lie, they had me. Y'all had me in the first half.
You got me now. You got me now.
But all it was Alfred explaining what would happen if Bane was looking for Batman. Like, he's like, yeah, but I know you, Batman. At this point, you smart. Like, you real smart, you real strong, you fast, all that. You would have a great plan for him. But it's Bane. And so we see Bane get up in there. He starts chopping them down limb by limb. At some point, he's just a sack of potatoes staring up at Bane. Like, still talking about, I'm gonna fuck you up, bro. But Bane wasn't done with him yet. Nah, he took the head of Batman's axe and beat his face in till a bloody pulp. I'm talking about some more poets, please. That's what his face looked like on the ground. That's what would have happened if he was actually looking for Batman. But he's not trying to kill Batman. He want him to replace him, right? They need Bruce. So what does he do? He's trying to break him down in spirit. So he thinks, okay, I'm gonna go for your homies, man. I'm gonna break down your homies. So he goes and pays a little visit to Penguin, the Riddler, and Two-Face, and basically turns them into who they are for real. They look like normal humans from before. And then after, this is the ones that we know. I mean, the Penguin, I'm sorry for you, bro. They said Bane broke every single bone in his body. Every single bone. He gonna be about 2 feet shorter than what he normally is. And he gonna live a painful ass life, too. It ain't gonna be just, he gonna recover. Nah, hell no, he gonna be fucked up. And as for Two-Face, Mr. Harvey Dent, he ended up in some flammable liquid again, like, oh, this man is helpless with this shit. But he ends up in some flammable liquid again. Bane flicks a match, and as his body is halfway being burned, he steps on his skull and cracks it in half. And finally, for the Riddler, what he did was actually, as they described, gentlemanlike. He offered him a deal, and he gave him his pistol also, saying if he outsmarts him, he'll let him kill him. He's good. Y'all won. You ain't got to go through that. But that ain't what happened, because we talking about Bane. This motherfucker knows everything. He got all that shit running through his head. And the Riddler said it only took him about a minute to beat him. And at that point, Bane grabs him by the skull and shakes his head back and forth so violently that it just fries him. It makes him only think in riddles. And then we see the Riddler rigged up like a robot, almost a machine. He over here working on him. So he look crazy. What, Scott Snyder? Again, what the hell is going on? So now I want y'all to imagine how Bruce probably feeling right now. He's beyond mad. He's beyond furious probably. But yeah, he ends up taking over a newscast and was telling everybody, look, they're building monsters under you right now. Everybody's involved in this shit. Y'all gonna see a final fight between me and Bane at the Coliseum. Now, we did get to see Selena pull up, Catwoman, and they got their own little thing going on. She want to help him. He don't really want the help. He don't want her in danger. But, you know, they got that bond together, so she want to help him still. But she not really trying to help him out with the venom. And Alfred in his ear talking about, bro, you need the venom in order to beat him. We also came across Harley Quinn, where she agreed to help with the last fight. I'm not really about to go into the whole Harley Quinn thing either. We worried about Bane. Now, again, I forgot to mention, which it's way too late. But if y'all are still here, they made Bruce, while he was locked up in the Arkham, they basically made him into one of the monsters. They was prepping him to be a monster. Into like what Bane is, juiced up and everything, to see if he survives the process so he can be the next Bane. And now we get to the grand finale. In your left corner, you have, at 6'9", 421 pounds, BAtman. And in your right corner, you have fucking Bane. I don't even know it's just fucking Bane. Now with them standing face to face, Batman makes the first move, of course. And what does he do? He blows up a whole building that's right next to him.
But deliver us.
The whole building just collapses straight on top of Bane. But that don't matter. This is absolute Bane we talking about. He just gets bigger as the yeah. So the building did nothing to him. He's standing up like, I've been told you, I'm the man. I'm the god of war. And so you got Alfred driving the Batmobile, hooking like big ass talons onto him, and he thought that was gonna do something, didn't do nothing. He throwing them around like, okay, bro, get up out of here. What y'all doing? Like, you really think you can beat me? And then what does Batman do? He impales his eye with his cape, basically just taking out his whole eye. But that does not matter to this absolute crackhead Bane, because he grows another eye. So now as Batman's trying to jump off of Bane, he grabs him like fingertips. I mean, it shows you how small Batman is to Bane at this point, and just slings him around like on some Hulk smash shit. And here comes Croc again, like, nah, bro, I'm back for vengeance. And that don't really work out because Croc ends up almost getting his damn mouth ripped open. Now, Batman don't give up because he's not dead yet. Batman don't give up until he's dead. So he jumps off of the little stands of where he was thrown to and severs straight through Bane's spine, dropping Bane. And he's walking on his back talking about, look, so this is what happened. I severed your spine. So your legs don't work. Your arms are soon not going to be able to work. And then as he's talking, Bane's like, man, shut the hell up. He's pumping with more juice than just, ah! So now Bane's build is just gigantic. He's fucking massive, okay? He's standing, just beating the fuck out of Batman at this point. Like, bruh, you are not going to win this fight. And as he's doing this, we see Catwoman at the top with the goddamn P90 mug. And she started letting loose, just. And once she lets loose, she don't let loose on no normal rounds. She's shooting these little darts. I can't really remember if they had like a name to them or nothing, but basically the darts severed into like the venom area of his spine, where he gets all the venom. And we start to see Bane get a little vulnerable. He's like, wait, stop. And the next thing you know, now, if y'all can remember, y'all probably like, hold on, I thought you said Selina, Catwoman, not about to help out with Bruce in this last fight. And she wasn't. She wasn't trying to be involved with him if he was going to be up on that juice. But they came to agreement. He came to his senses later. Because that's his baby. That's his little boo thing right there. He ain't about to just be like, all right, you really get up out of it. You know, I was just playing with you. So he agreed to not use that shit. And they got every last bit of it up out of him. And now Selina just kept it for herself. I mean, who knows what she about to use it for. So yeah, Bane gets blown up. It's bitches and pieces of him everywhere. But he's not dead. Dr. Arkham collects what's left of him, which is nothing but 2 eyes, most of his brain, a little bit of spinal cord. And she's telling him, yo, like your cells is like no other. Don't worry, I got you. I've never seen nobody being able to handle no venom. You are the venom, okay? And she puts him on the phone with the Joker, and he starts explaining to him, you know, he's a little confused. He's like, what's this I hear about you wanting to be replaced? And if y'all remember, Bane wanted Batman to replace him. Like, his end goal was he wanted to just live on the island in peace with his family. He's already been to hell and back, war after war after war. He wins every time. And he's like, man, like, trust me, I'm going to get you another me. Because Batman is basically another me. I can see it in him. And then I'm gonna be done with this. But yeah, Batman beat him. And so he on the phone with Joker. And remember, Bane ain't nothing but 2 eyes, most of his brain, and a little bit of spinal cord. And the Joker's explaining like, yo man, like what's all this I hear about you wanting to be replaced? No, man, like that's not what you want. Yeah, that's not what you want, is it? And so he blows up the entire island that Bane fought for his fucking whole life back in the day. And his family, everybody just dead. You know, he blows up everything. And Bane ain't got no choice but to sit there and look at it because he's nothing but 2 eyes, most of his brain, and a little bit of spinal cord. So yeah, that was Absolute Bane, or Bane in the Absolute Batman series. I didn't want to talk about the entire Absolute Batman series because there's a lot to it. I mean, that was already a lot. I just tried to focus majority on Bane, but there is so much that's just missing in the lore that y'all have to go tap in. And I'm gonna say it now, once this series is done and it's all finished, there has to be some type of animated film or movie made about this one. I need this, please. That's about to do it for this one. I appreciate anybody that's still around, and I'll see y'all next time.